mentioned that the world order is changing dramatically. In this century, it is Asia century. In this century, India and China are very important nations. The bilateral relationship of India is on the rising path. I said a lot that China has three advantages, for example, scale, skill, etc., etc., and India would like to speed up the development. We have a lot of area to cooperate with. For example, in China, urbanization is one of the advantage. Currently in India, we also launched a campaign of what we call Smart City campaign. What we need to do is that both countries need to cooperate and spare efforts in the following area. For example, in the IT area, India has a lot of advantage in this part, and India is stand ready to help China. In the technology area, we can also have cooperation.
好，我们再提一个问题。
Now, we move to the next question, please. I'd like to give this chance to a lady, please.
Thanks, our President, for giving me the chances. And I'm Li Linye, an undergraduate from the Department of Foreign Languages and Literature. Your Excellency, Prime Minister, I think we all feel the inspiring future from your lecture. And I read you another statement that 21st century would be India's century because of its democracy, population bonus, and market demand. Actually, the three elements have been there for several decades, and India's economic growth has varied in different periods. So could you please elaborate on how democracy, population bonus, and market demand contribute to the current Indian economy? Thank you very much.
Thank you. मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि हमें 3D का बेनिफिट है, डेमोक्रेसी, डेमोग्राफी एंड डिमांड। 125 करोड़ का देश वो अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा परचेजिंग पावर भी है। एट द सेम टाइम जिस देश के पास 800 मिलियन वो लोग हैं जिनकी उम्र 35 साल से भी कम है, और दुनिया एक व्यवस्था के प्रति सर्वाधिक आज भरोसा करती है, और जिसके कारण दुनिया के साथ जुड़ना बड़ा सरल हो जाता है, वो है डेमोक्रेसी। ये तीनों ऐसी ताकत हैं कि जो आने वाले दिनों में विश्व का ध्यान आकर्षित करती है। अगर हमें मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में जाना है, सारी दुनिया में 2020 के बाद जो वर्कफोर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है, कई देश होंगे कि जिनके पास टेक्नोलॉजी होगी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होगा, पैसे होंगे, लेकिन आगे बढ़ने के लिए वर्कफोर्स नहीं होगा। ऐसे समय भारत का यूथ एक दुनिया के वर्कफोर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट को पूरा कर सके, इतना सामर्थ्य रखता है। उसी प्रकार से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में यूथ पावर का बहुत बड़ा रोल रहने वाला है। रिसर्च और इनोवेशन करने हैं तो यूथ पावर का बहुत बड़ा रोल रहने वाला है। और इस अर्थ में जो डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड है, वो सिर्फ भारत की ताकत के रूप में नहीं, दुनिया की आवश्यकता की पूर्ति करने का एक महत्वपूर्ण अवसर भी है। और इसलिए हम भारत के यूथ को एक ग्लोबल वर्कफोर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट के अनुसार स्किल डेवलपमेंट की ओर बल दे रहे हैं, ताकि विश्व जो प्रगति की नई ऊंचाइयों पर जाना चाहता है, उसमें भारत भी अपनी युवा शक्ति के माध्यम से कंट्रीब्यूट कर सके। और लोकतंत्र ऑफ कोर्स हम जानते हैं कि दुनिया के सब आज लोकतंत्र के प्रति, उस व्यवस्था के प्रति, और खास करके युवा जनरेशन, यंग पॉपुलेशन जो है, वो इसमें सर्वाधिक रुचि रखने लगी है। तो इसका एक एडवांटेज भारत को बहुत स्वाभाविक है।
我经常说过，印度有3D 优势，就是民主主义、人口红利和市场需求。印度有12亿
etc. India has 1.2 billion people.
这些人啊，超过8亿人
Over 800 million.
人的年龄是低于25岁。
Below, say, 35 years old. This is a very good advantage. And democracy is also a key advantage to us. We can establish contact with the rest of the world. I believe those advantages may contribute a lot to our future development. For example, manufacturing. By 2020, according to the estimation that many countries in the area of technology, they might doing very good. Some are good in the infrastructure, etc., etc. But it seems that there are lack of labor force. But India may supply the world demand. In the meantime, I believe in manufacturing area, young people may play a vital role in this part. This demographic dividend may not only conducive to India's development, but also serve as a good opportunity for the rest of the international community. In the world, we know the market demand is on the rising path. We are currently doing something to improve the skill and comprehensive capability of our young people. And in the part of democracy, I think many countries have spared effort in this regard. Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister, for your speech. Now I'd like to give my time and floor to Foreign Minister Wang.
To present the closing remarks, please.
Hello, everyone. Just now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi used 3 languages. Does he speak good Chinese? Yes, definitely. Let me thank the Prime Minister for the excellent speech. He shared with us how he vigorously advanced reform and achieved important progress in promoting growth in India. As India's biggest neighbor, China is proud of India's achievements. The flying development of India is China's opportunity, and China's development also offers opportunity to India. China stands ready to walk together with India steadily forward. Just now, from the perspectives of the revitalization of the civilization and the rise of Asia, the Prime Minister elaborated on his vision of the development of China-India relationship. As the 2 biggest developing countries and emerging economies, China and India are working together to deliver benefits to the 2.5 billion people in our 2 countries and contributing to world peace, stability and prosperity. The friendly exchanges between our 2 countries have stretched over the Himalayas and traversed millennia. With the westward trade of silk and eastward spread of Buddhism, the 2 great civilizations in the East have learned from each other and coexisted in harmony and inclusiveness over the past millennia. Today, in the 21st century, both China and India are pursuing the great goals of national rejuvenation and realizing a stronger country and more prosperity for the people. Asia and the world are big enough to provide a broad space for China-India to offer the duet of the dragon and the elegant. With greater development of China and India, we will embrace the early arrival of the Asian century and an era of multipolarity. Last year, President Xi Jinping paid a successful state visit to India and charted the course for the future growth of the relationship in the next 5 to 10 years. Yesterday, Prime Minister Modi had important meetings with President Xi Jinping in Xi'an, and this morning he had very successful meetings with Premier Li Keqiang. During the meetings, the leaders of the two countries reached important consensus and injected fresh impetus to the growth of our bilateral relationship. I'm confident that with our joint efforts, China-India relationship will advance faster and with more solid steps. Dear all, just now, Prime Minister Modi suggested more bridges for mutual understanding among the people, and he announced on this occasion that India will issue e-visa to the Chinese citizens. This is a big piece of good news. This is a gift from the friendly nation of India to the Chinese people. Let us thank Prime Minister Modi once again.
And we're just cutting across to news coming in. This is perhaps BJP President Amit Shah's most blunt interview ever. And as the Modi government completes its one-year term in office, Amit Shah has given out an exclusive interview to India today. Several major news points. We're putting out the big 3 news points. Amit Shah has clarified the Narendra Modi government stands on fringe venom. Controversial comments from right-wing leaders on Ghar Wapsi, love jihad, and advocating multiple children for Hindu women. When asked if these statements created an atmosphere of fear, the BJP president gave a rather dabang style of quotable quote saying, "Right se koi nahi dar jata hai ji, bayan se kya darega." Right se koi nahi darta hai ji, bayan se kya darega. He added that riots have happened across this country, but it hasn't ruptured the society, and said that there was no question of any inflammatory statements disrupting society. Amit Shah also clarified on beef ban and said this was about sentiments and not food habits. And the third big point, attack was aimed at the Congress Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi. Amit Shah said that the onus was on Rahul Gandhi to answer what his party did in the past 10 years. Associate Editor, India Today, Ravish Tiwari joins me with more on this. Ravish, you spoke to Amit Shah. Describe to us the tone, tenor and the context of his big dabang statements.
Amit was very clear that it should not be exaggerated. His incomplete, the media has been exaggerating those things, because he said the government is very clear that let these elements keep making these kind of statements. It is not going to stop them from building roads, constructing more toilets, or laying down more electricity lines in villages. So he said that his complaint was that these elements must observe restraint and allow the development to function. In that context, he was belligerent only to the extent saying that this of the movement of growth of the country, his government will not going to be bogged down by these things and will pursue the path of development.
Okay, no, but does he, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was very clear. He said that such statements are unacceptable. He advised these MPs, these leaders, not to make such statements, because he said his government stood for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Is Amit Shah saying exactly the same thing, or it's at variance with what the Prime Minister is saying?
No. In fact, he's saying that all these kind of, when he in question regarding NDA Minister Jyoti and Giraj Singh, these leaders must.
Okay, we'll try and reestablish that line with Ravish Tiwari in just a moment. We have some issues with the audio link. Executive Editor Javed Ansari also with me on this story. Javed, The Prime Minister says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. He wants leaders like Sadhvi Prachi and Yogi Adityanath and Sakshi Maharaj to be restrained. This statement, is it at variance where he says, rights se jab dar nahi lagta, to bayanon se kya dar lagega?
Prima facie, it is, Gaurav, and it would fly in the face of everything that the BJP would have the world believe, that the NDA government would have the world believe, that they have zero tolerance for elements who indulge in communalism or who give vent to communal rhetoric. Now, Mr. Amit Shah may or may not have meant what he said, but what he said, for somebody reading it listening to it from the outside, it's pretty alarming.
Javed, stay with me for a moment. I want to quickly bring in Akhilesh Pratap Singh of the Congress Party on this. What do you make of Amit Shah's statement where he says, what has Rahul Gandhi done in the past 10 years? Who is he to question us? And especially when Amit Shah is talking about the issue of statements. जब राइट से लोगों को डर नहीं लगता तो बयानों से क्या डरेंगे? राइट से सोसाइटी रप्चर नहीं हुई.
ये बीजेपी के जो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हैं, ये बात कर रहे हैं, ये तो इनके कोर एजेंडे में है. तो अपने कोर एजेंडे के इश्यूज को ये जस्टिफाई तो करेंगे ही, क्योंकि बिना दंगों के इनका तो इलेक्शन कोरम में पूरा नहीं होता और ये सोसाइटी को बांट के करते हैं. आज तक जब से देश आजाद हुआ है, कोई ऐसा जनरल इलेक्शन बताएं कि जिसमें बीजेपी ने सामाजिक सरोकार के किसी मुद्दे पे चुनाव लड़ी है. कभी हिंदी, कभी हिंदू, कभी गंगाजल, कभी गाय, कभी राम जन्मभूमि आदि इत्यादि. इसी तरह सांप्रदायिक या जातीय धार्मिक मुद्दों पे चुनाव लड़ी है. कांग्रेस पार्टी अकेली पार्टी है जो जनता से सरोकार के जुड़े मुद्दों से आर्थिक विकास और सामाजिक विकास की बात करके चुनाव में जाती है और अपने किए हुए कामों का आधार पर वोट देती है.
अखिलेश जी ये भी कह रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी अब सवाल क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? पिछले 10 वर्षों से क्या कर रहे थे राहुल गांधी?
जो महाशय जिनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ शब्दों से नवाजा था तड़ी पार करके, उनको ये जानकारी होनी चाहिए कि पिछले 10 वर्षों में हिंदुस्तान की इकोनॉमी 4 गुना बढ़ी है, जो दुनिया की किसी देश की इकोनॉमी नहीं है. हम आज दुनिया की तीसरी आर्थिक महाशक्ति हैं, चौथी सामरिक शक्ति हैं, दूसरी मेधा शक्ति हैं. हमारे पास ICBM है बनाने का क्षमता है, हमारे पास न्यूक्लियर क्षमता है, हम मंगल ग्रह पे पहुंच चुके हैं, हमारे पास सुपर कंप्यूटर है. ये सारी चीजें हमने अपने देशी तकनीक और मेधा शक्ति और इसी सरकार की काबिलियत की बदौलत प्राप्त की है. नागपुर में रिसर्च करके नहीं बना, जहाँ से दंगे और फसाद की रिसर्च होती है. उनको ये बता दीजिएगा जिन्होंने ये कहा है कि 10 वर्षों में क्या हुआ है.
अखिलेश प्रताप जी रहिए हमारे साथ. I also want to bring in Deputy Editor Shiv Arur for more on this. Shiv, take us through the details of this explosive interview of Amit Shah in the latest edition of the India Today magazine.
I've got a copy of that interview in my hand, Gaurav. Definitely the most detailed interview that Amit Shah has given in many, many months now, perhaps even since the election victory last year. And he's answered every one of the questions put to him by Associate Editor and our colleague in the India Today group, Ravish Tiwari. But the one that really jumps out is a moment when Amit Shah actually slips into Hindi in this interview where he says, Riot se koi nahi darta hai ji, bayan se kya darega. The question that Ravish had put to Amit Shah for this particular answer was, statements from the fringe elements, including people like Sadhvi, Niranjan Jyoti, Sakshi Maharaj, have created an ambience of fear. And in response to that, Amit Shah says, riots have happened across the country, but it hasn't ruptured society. They get back and live together for years. There should be no riots, but society has weathered that, so there is no question of statements actually disrupting society. Now, before this, Amit Shah actually says the BJP has nothing to do with these statements. They are all statements made at a personal level by individuals. So the BJP makes no ownership, for the kind of communally inflammatory statements made by people like Sadhvi Niranjan, Sakshi Maharaj and several other leaders, either in the BJP or in the extended Sangh Parivar. But I think this particular statement is something that's going to raise a lot of hackles within the opposition because it impinges on something that's already emotive, something that Amit Shah himself politically and otherwise has been attacked for more than a decade now, about how, what kind of effect riots have on society. He's chosen to tackle that issue head on, Gaurav. He's said it, in plain speak. He's saying, riot se koi nahi darta hai ji. And this was, of course, on a parallel question about why the BJP actually tolerates comments like these, while, the overarching message was supposed to be about development. Final point that I want to make on this answer, Gaurav, is remember that Amit Shah's interview, he's the BJP chief as he makes the statement, comes only a few weeks after Narendra Modi's interview to Time magazine had a similar sort of sentiment when Narendra Modi said the BJP does not share the ideology of the comments made by people like Sakshi Maharaj and Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti, and those are personal comments that cannot be attributed to the party itself.
Stay with me, Shiv. This is a huge, huge statement. Right se dar nahi lagta hai ji, bayan se kya darega. Congress Party's Rita Bahuguna Joshi now joins me on this. And Rita Bahuguna Joshi, this becomes extremely crucial as both Congress and BJP are preparing for that battleground Uttar Pradesh.
It's a highly irresponsible statement coming from the president of the ruling party, but this clearly exposes the mentality and the psychology of the Bharatiya Janata Party, because they have been, the Sangh Parivar has been indulging in breaking the society and creating communal clashes throughout in the past. So I feel that unconsciously Mr. Amit Shah has spoken and brought forth the reality of the Sangh Parivar before the people. And this is what we have been always saying, that they do not believe in an inclusive society. They always believe in fragmenting the society on communal lines. And this has been their politics, this has been their psyche. And Mr. Amit Shah's confession has come.
Rita Bahuguna Joshi, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. I will come back to you for more on this. This remains our top focus story here on Headlines Today. I have to slip into a quick break at this point. We come back to our top stories. Stay with us.